across the country. Ready to go now from the Pitt. Virginia wearing white on the road. Pittsburgh in the pink, and Kymora Johson speedy with the ball in her hands to start things off for the Cavaliers. Latasha Lattimore will take the three, just glances off the front of the rim. Brianna Hurd, though, pulling down the rebound. Johnson to Lattimore inside, and she is fouled.
And that's what Lattimore has to do. She has to be aggressive. Don't settle for just that outside shot, but penetration, getting to the paint, cutting, and that was a nice pass by Johnson.
Mikayla Elmore picking up the foul for Pitt, so that'll put Lattimore on the free throw line. Lattimore in her first year with the Cavaliers, spent the last couple of years at Miami, was at Texas before that. Been a little down in terms of her production the last couple of games, and they really need her to play big here today.
Yeah, because she was on a tear before the last couple of games. You know, she had a big game against Syracuse with 26 points. So Coach Mox wants to see that back from her. You know, being that number one or number two option is different for her.
Starting five for the Panthers, same group that they had on Thursday night. Marley Washenitz, Brooklyn Miles, Mikayla Elmore, and Johnson around Khadija Faye. 5 on the shot clock now. This Virginia zone causing some problems early. 1 to shoot. Washenitz does get it up.
And I think
Odessa Noyan missing on the three-point attempt. Olivia McGee, the player that steps into that starting 5. The sophomore had been starting, but coming off the bench the last 3, she steps into Paris Clark's place in the starting 5. Johnson. It's going to be a tough task for this Panther team to slow down, but I'll tell you what, they did a really good job on one of the best players, not only in the ACC, but in the country, in Hannah Hidalgo, when she and Notre Dame were here on Thursday night.
Yeah, you can slow down Hannah Hidalgo, but on the other side, you had Olivia Miles who put up big numbers, so that's a tough feat. They played solid in that game, even though it was a loss.
The 3 goes down for Mikayla Johnson.
And that's good to see. We know both of these teams a little undermanned with injuries and their rosters limited, but it's going to be a lot of zone play at points. And if you can knock down that 3, that's going to be huge.
Virginia 0 for 4 from the floor to start the game. Well, Johnson, almost the same spot, thought about it, but this offense, you know who they want to play to and through, and it is number 15.
You know, she is big, and Faye just took her time, split the double team, made an aggressive move to the basket, and was able to draw the foul. And that's something that Coach Verdi said. They're going to be intentional of getting the ball inside, whether it's to getting the ball to Faye or penetration by the guards.
So Khadija Faye will head to the line, has seen such tremendous growth this year in her first year with the Pitt program, and Tori Verdi has her first point of the game. She averages 18, in fact is averaging a double-double, 18.1 points, 10 rebounds on the season. Also gets to the line a lot, more than any other player in pink today for Pitt. Virginia trying to get that offense clicking to start here. So far, no good, at least on the offensive side of things. Panthers take it away. Miles gets it back out to Elmore.
It's always tough when you see that basketball rattle out like that. Looked like it was going in.
Could see the trap as Miles being really aggressive defensively for the Panthers, not giving anything easy as the Cavaliers trying to bring the ball up the floor.
Because if you're guarding Johnson, you want to slow her down or either get the ball out of her hands, make somebody else from UVA beat you, or have to take care of the basketball and set up the offense.
Lattimore given some space, and she knocks it down. First field goal of the game for the Cavaliers.
And that matchup between Lattimore and Faye, that's going to be a big matchup. She just shoots that jumper right in Faye's face and knocks it down.
All 3 Virginia points from Latasha Lattimore. Faye, 2, 3 Virginia players around her. Brianna Hurd, really talented freshman for Virginia, out to Johnson. And Hurd working the glass. She's already picked up a couple of big offensive rebounds.
And she has good size, playing that forward spot or that wing. She can rebound and she can go back up. That's a nice finish. Strong move by Johnson.
Yeah, quick basket the other way. Keep Pitt out in front. 5 points in the game for Johnson. Hurd's been in the starting lineup now consistently the last few games for Virginia. And steps taken there by Lattimore, Teresa Stuck, Mark Berger, Ashley Good, our officiating crew this afternoon.
And that's a tough call. Lattimore getting called for the travel, but that's what she has to do against Faye. She has that opportunity in that matchup to take the ball off the dribble and force Faye to guard her, you know, off the dribble.
Washenets bring such good energy on both ends of the floor for this Pitt team. Number 11 in pink, Faye. Couldn't get it to fall, but was fouled on the play.
And that's what Faye is going to do because she's so active around the basket, rebounding the basketball. I mean, she's second in the ACC in offensive rebounding this season. But you have to guard her and respect her, but she's going to draw fouls, get to the free throw line. That's something that Coach Mox is going to have to be aware of because you don't want Lattimore on the bench with some early fouls.
Yeah, that's the first on Lattimore. And Faye now 3 for 3 from the line. She's a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Good start. Panthers taking advantage when they've gotten to the free throw line so far, and they hold a 4-point advantage over Virginia. Pretty even series between these two programs. Pitt leads at 7-6 overall. Good look inside as Noyan finishes it off.
And Johnson with that pass, I mean, she can dish it with the best of them.
Faye. You can just tell, Fallon, that Khadija Faye is going to have to get that move off quickly if she doesn't want to have 3 defenders around her.
She is. She's going to have to make that move a lot faster because they are swarming her with 2 and 3 defenders when she gets or touches the ball.
Brooklyn Miles drive to the basket. Didn't have a lot of help rebound-wise, and so now Kymora Johson coming the other way. Lattimore taking the 3 and knocking it down.
And she's trying to get in a rhythm. We're seeing some aggression. I'm sure Coach Mox is happy to see this afternoon that she hasn't really seen in the last couple of games from Lattimore.
6 points in the game for Lattimore, and Virginia, by the way, did not play on Thursday night. I don't want to call it an off week. I know they had a lot to work on. Maybe it was some threes, Fallon.
No, that was definitely the case. But you see this move right here. Lattimore sets up, drops the 3 right in Faye's face, and she has it going early in this ball game.
And we'll continue some of those storylines as we go along. And because it's personal, one of the taglines you've seen for Play for K, and it really is for both of these head coaches in particular.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's probably touched everybody in this arena in some shape or form with a family member or friend. You know, breast cancer has just become so prominent over the years.
Kymora Johson, again, working her way through the paint, just a little off the mark on her pass to Hurd, 3rd turnover of the game.
Yeah, Johnson is so quick, and it was a good look. Hurd had positioning down low. Just that pass was just a little too fast and hard for Hurd to gather and score.
Well, the Panthers have struggled from the floor. They're just 2 for 10. They've made that up at the free throw line in this game. Keep it a 1-point game at the moment.
Right, and you have to applaud. UVA's done a solid job of defending Faye early in this one.
Ooh. Hurd, tough basket and the foul.
Yeah, that was the makeup for that missed pass she didn't catch from Johnson, but was able to catch that one and finished as well. And, you know, when you see Johnson's intentional, still looking for her, she was wide open. Player right there just a little late, but she was able to get the ball up high off the glass and draw that foul.
Audrey Biggs had been in the game for Pittsburgh off the bench. She committed that foul, heads back to the bench, the freshman out of Kentucky. Hurd missing at the free throw line. Faye pulls it down with authority. I mean, she has been a monster on the glass the last couple of games in particular.
No, she has. I mean, she's been having double-doubles, but they've been big-time double-doubles.
Hurd, she had to do an awful lot just to keep that ball in play.
Good footwork.
Yeah, good balance. 7-0 Virginia run to take the 3-point lead.
Oh, that's not good. Looks like Hurd went down.
Ooh, yeah, she is back behind the play. Now play will stop so they can go take a look at her. Mikayla Johnson hitting the 3. She has 8 points for the Panthers to tie this up. That is just so hard to see with Hurd clearly in some pain down on the floor, the freshman out of Waynesville, Missouri.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was any contact.
She's just to the right of your screen there, going after the ball, stepping on the foot.
A Faye, yeah, that always is bad when you step on another player's foot. It was totally unintentional, but she just twisted her ankle. Hopefully she can get back in this one.
Yeah. Mentioned it earlier, but Virginia already with a very short bench with Paris Clark and Riley Grays. Both unavailable. Yanta Vaughn has been unavailable for most of the season. And that has really changed things, by the way. Coach Mox was telling us earlier today, you know, Kymora Johson, the role that she has to play, there is basically no time off.
No.
Whereas she used to be able to take her off the ball every now and then with Yanta Vaughn be able to come in, not so anymore.
And that's a lot of work and energy you have to exert when you're having to handle the ball handling responsibilities for your squad and being the point guard. It's always a lot of work because you're the coach on the floor.
Johnson getting fouled this time by Washenitz, first against Marley Washenitz. 4th team foul of the quarter for Pittsburgh. Casey Valenti-Paya in as Hurd went out. Noyan traveled.
It looked like her foot kind of slipped because she even grabbed for it or she stepped on someone else's foot. She got caught for the call for the travel.
Brooklyn Miles bringing the ball up the floor. Spent the last few years in the SEC with both Tennessee and Kentucky. Shot from the corner well off the mark for Michaela Elmore. Johnson, she's got a little bit extra pep in her step. I think she's trying to get everybody else going right now. It feels like she's taking her own shot a few times.
She is, but she's just trying to orchestrate this offense for Coach Mox. She's trying to get her teammates set up and set them up for good plays and opportunities to score.
7 to shoot. Johnson. Valenti-Paya in the corner. Offensive rebound, Noyan, no, and then Lattimore got undercut. So she will head to the line. That is the 5th team foul on the Panthers in this quarter.
Yeah, that was great hustle by Noyan, but you got to finish at the rim. Like, she missed that shot, but a great job by Lattimore being right there to collect that offensive rebound and get the foul.
Should be a shooting opportunity here. 5th team foul.
To the line for the Cavaliers, 35, Latasha Lattimore.
Lattimore, 67% free throw shooter for the Cavaliers this season. More great basketball coming your way on ACC Network Thursday night with our Women's Hoops doubleheader. Number 12, North Carolina heading up north to Syracuse. That's at 6 Eastern. Then Carly Wenzel and Virginia Tech hosting Stanford. Should be another great night of hoops right here on ACCN. North Carolina in a big battle today with one of their in-state rivals hosting NC State.
Yeah, that's always a battle right there between those two teams or anybody in that triangle. It's always going to be a battle when you're in the state of North Carolina.
Both of those teams involved along with Duke and Notre Dame in the top 16 reveal. First one that the NCAA Division I committee had earlier today. showing us where things stand in terms of if the postseason started today, who would be hosting as those top 16 seeds. Washington's good ball fake to get herself a look. Faye working the offensive glass for 2.
And see, sometimes if you're watching it, you got to let that ball fly, because when you have a rebounder like Faye who can collect offensive rebounds and get putbacks, that gives you a major advantage.
Johnson knocks down the 3 for Virginia.
And you see her give a little yeah, because she finally sees one go down. It's a bright spot for Coach Mox, but
got to get back on the other end. Johnson answers the other way. Mikayla Johnson this time.
You do, and that's something, one of the keys from Coach Verdi. He said they need to score points in transition. Move the basketball to see if they can get some easy layups.
Mikayla Johnson has 10 points for the Panthers in this first quarter. Aaron Battle now bringing the ball up the floor.
Mikayla Johnson has been balling. She's 4 or 5 from the field and has knocked down 2 threes so far in this one.
Kymora Johson, as you said, that was just her first make, so good to see her get going. And Mikayla Johnson not done yet.
She looks like she's in a rhythm.
Mikayla Johnson averages just over 10 points per game. She's already surpassed that here in the first quarter with a dozen. Kymora Johson, 1 for 5 to start this game. All of her attempts from 3 so far, which is interesting. 3 to shoot. Valenti Paya does the honors. That's how you do it. Virginia finishing the first with a bang. And the second quarter. Callan mentioned it earlier, but when you're these two teams, you are thinking about placement. Top 9 seeds would get a bye in the ACC tournament coming up at the beginning of March in Greensboro, and only the top 15 teams make it. 3 teams will not go this year with the expanded ACC, so that is also something that Pitt needs to be aware of, trying to make sure they're in that top 15. As you can see, they are just out of it at the moment.
Yeah, seeding is so important, and this being the first season where you're seeing this, where 15 teams are going to the tournament. It's going to be a battle to the end.
Washington has her first points of the game. She's been in double figures 7 of the last 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, no, Washington has been playing well, and you know, mid-season they made her a captain or a team captain just based on her leadership and how she's played and progressed during the season.
You just watch her in this game. It won't take you long to figure out why. A lot of great effort and energy out there as Valenti Paya, who finished off the first with a 3.
She did.
Starts one here in the second. Brianna Hurd is back on the bench for Virginia. The freshman went off after like maybe an ankle injury, not entirely sure, in the first quarter. Khadija Faye, just 1 made field goal so far, but 4 free throws to account for her 6 points. Taylor Lauterbach in the game for Virginia. Noyan, a deep 3-point attempt for McGee, who drains it.
And McGee's telling her teammates, let's get back. I knew it was going down the whole time.
Boy, Virginia would love for her to get her shooting touch back. And speaking of touch, Mikayla Johnson.
I mean, she is on fire right now, and she has been nonstop, a constant for Pitt right now in the scoring department. Has been aggressive with 15 points early.
We got the finger wag. That's going to be a technical. Maybe it's worth it. Khadija Faye breaking out the finger wag. She will get teed up for that. It is taunting because she did it right at Kymora Johson.
And she looked at her too, dead at her. Don't try it. I mean, you can't hate it. It's just the level of competition, but you know, Faye, she's one of the best shot blockers in the ACC this season. And if you're going to go into the paint, if you're Johnson, you better go in hard. Nothing's coming easy this afternoon.
Now, in case you're wondering, because, of course, you know, you love to see that type of reaction. But if you're Khadija Faye, you can do your finger wag just looking at your bench. You can look at the fans. You just cannot look at the player who you just demolished with the block. And Kymora Johson taking advantage, hits the 2 free throws.
Right, but she's so unfazed by it. She's going to keep playing and leading her team. You see her just knock down 2 big free throws to extend Virginia's lead against Pitt.
It's just the first foul on Faye in the game. Now Virginia having to work their short bench as best they can. Both teams with a short bench in this game. Kymora Johson, she is putting on an absolute show inside, getting to the paint, setting up her teammates.
That's what I'm saying. Forget a shot block. I mean, she just made a dime pass to her teammate. McGee knocks down that corner three, and McGee is getting in a rhythm.
Inside look for Faye.
It's some passing early in this game. I'm liking it. That's a big time pass by Battle. Finding a wide open Faye in the paint. That's probably the easiest shot she's had all afternoon long.
5 assists on this end of the floor for Kymora Johson. Pretty balanced effort in terms of finishing off those passes. Johnson expecting some contact, just lost it a little bit there at the end. Elmore got hit by Lauterbach. So Mikayla Elmore, the senior Clemson transfer, will have some free throws coming.
And this move right here, you see it wide open right there with the pass by Battle, and Faye is able to finish. Like I said, probably the easiest shot she had all afternoon long, but that's the type of passing Pitt's gonna need. They're gonna have to maneuver and find ways to get the ball to Faye inside without her being doubled or tripled, or she's gonna have to pass that ball back out. Shooter's gonna have to be ready to catch and shoot.
First point of the game for Elmore. Virginia up 4. Cavaliers have lost 2 in a row, 6 of their last 7. Oh, that's a great sign. Brianna Hurd out there again for Virginia after she was limping off in some pain. So great to see her back on the floor for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and they called the foul. I think one ref was about to call a travel on that move, and then the other ref came in and corrected the situation and said, nope, it's contact.
Yeah, and that is the second on Khadija Faye. Don't need to tell you how important a player she is for the Panthers. There's a reason we highlighted her early. 18 points, 10 rebounds a game, monster blocks, as she has already shown off. Oh, Kymora Johson was going in there again.
Was that on Faye?
No, I think it's going to be on Battle. Yes.
Okay.
Aaron Battle was trying to defend on the way into the basket. I think Faye looked at her and said, you know, I would have had this covered.
She did. I would have had the block. But you see Johnson drives it in, and that's definitely on Battle. Reaching in, trying to get the strip, but gets a lot of that arm as Johnson's making her move. You don't want to foul, but I'm sure Coach Verdi's happy that that was not on Faye, because she probably would have been on the bench, and that would have been a major blow to Pitt's defense.
Yeah. 4 free throws in the game for Kymora Johson, 7 total points, and she has really been unfazed by what was a difficult start. I mean, she's just 1 of 7 from the floor in terms of shooting, but her assists, the way she's setting up her teammates, she's got 5 of those. She had her shot block, didn't care, knocked down the free throws.
Right, and at such a young, you know, as a sophomore, that just shows leadership and the skill to just keep playing the game. You know, you'll have a bad play, but you got to move on to the next one. And she's still trying to be active and keep her teammates involved. And you see right here the scoring. She's 7th in the ACC in scoring, 1st in minutes because she plays a ton. And then, you know, she has just been incredible. I mean, improved from a season ago where she had an incredible freshman campaign, but she is putting on the show this year too.
That's advancement, right from what we saw at the beginning. Faye ready to be a passer there, and Battle filling the lane.
Yeah, that was a good job by Battle to cut. Faye found her. Easy lay-in.
Aaron Battle, sophomore from Sewell, New Jersey, into the game for the Panthers. Offensive foul, the call here. Kymora Johson picking it up.
And you see this pass. Here's the triple team. Nice cut by Battle because you can't stand around, and she gets rewarded with that dime from Faye. Easy lay-in.
Pitt's going to need that, aren't they? Because you can tell, I mean, Virginia's game plan is they are trying to lock down on Khadija Faye.
Like most teams, because she's so lethal down there, you have to put 2 and 3 bodies on her.
And she talked to us about that. It has been a big change for her this year, being the go-to player on a team. She's had big team, big conference experience playing at Texas the last couple of years, but you know, this year she is the woman on the top of the scouting report. That's different.
She is. But she talked about her experience at Texas playing in the Big 12 and having to compete against top-level post players. It prepared her for this experience in the ACC, and she has flourished since she's been with this squad.
3 to shoot. Faye trying to spin out of the double team, draws the foul. Free throws may well play a very important part in this game. Pitt does a really good job at getting to the line. And Faye, for her part, is 4 for 4 in the game so far.
Yeah, when you see Faye making moves like that, splitting the double team is pretty incredible. It just shows her growth, her footwork, and she's always being aggressive, looking for ways to score down low.
Second foul on Noyan on the play. 8 points in the game for Faye. Thursday at 10 Eastern, after our women's basketball doubleheader, you know to keep it tuned to ACC Network because our Nothing But Net crew has you covered. They're going to give you all the highlights, the breakdown of what has happened, and also what is to come, as all of these games mean so much headed down the stretch. Just 5 to go, which seems hard to believe, but it is true in the regular season. Johnson off to the right on the shot.
She makes a face like, hey, this shooting today is not going so great for me, but I'm going to continue to shoot it and set my teammates up. And I like what McGee just did, you know, to keep her in the game. It's all right. Keep playing. We got it.
There's really good energy, I have to say, on both shoot-arounds today. Wondered how both teams would come out. Thought that Pitt did put up a really good fight. Look, Notre Dame is #2 team in the country for a reason, but I was here on the call for that game. This Panther team never stopped fighting. They never hung their heads. Did a tremendous job defending, at least Han Hidalgo. Good pass inside.
Washington's with some dimes. I guess she's letting Johnson know, if you can do it, I can do it too. And that was a nice drop pass to Faye for that lay-in.
Washington's a big part of that defensive effort. You just have to avoid that anybody else, Olivia Miles style, going off for 8 threes, and you'll be better off defensively. Certainly a big part of that scoreline for Notre Dame on Thursday. Heard as Faye just held her ground. There was no foul called. 1 point game.
Yeah, she's gone to the floor a few times early in this game, but still battling. But you see right here, it was a nice pass, but Washington splits the double team and drops the dime to Faye for the lay-in. That was a big-time play. Ooh, so smooth. And nothing but buckets when Faye has it in her hands.
Cavaliers getting a balanced scoring effort from just about everybody. Kymora Johson really trying to set up her teammates like this. Got a good look for Latasha Lattimore, who will head to the free throw line.
And that was a good look, but should have been a finish by Lattimore. She's right there, and that's what Johnson was letting her know. That was a chippy, but go knock these free throws down. Try to increase the lead.
8 points in the game for Lattimore, actually the leading scorer thus far for Virginia. But you're right, getting them the hard way here on the free throw line.
She has, but the good thing for her is that she's been engaged, something I think Coach Mox hasn't seen as much in the last 2, but she is playing aggressive and giving them an offensive presence outside and inside.
Faye went down.
She's grabbing her shoulder.
Yeah, she does seem to be favoring that right shoulder a little bit. In off the bench.
Oh, and she's coming back out too, Faye. That's big.
That's a really good sign. Faye making her way back to the Panther bench. Battle out there as well off the bench for the Panthers. Washing it. Johnson. Heard had her own injury scare earlier in this game. Number 32 back for Virginia. Offensive execution is one of the areas that Coach Mox was lamenting, said had to be better in this game. Her team hadn't been consistent enough. Valenti Paya able to get the 2-point basket. She's got 8.
And that was a good shot. It looked like Valenti Paya almost traveled, but able to get her a balance and get that jump shot off.
How do things change for Pitt without Faye on the floor? I mean, hopefully we won't have to see for too long.
Right.
There she
She's
is
right
coming
back
out.
As soon as Coach Verdi heard that. All right, get back out there.
Well, that is great to see. Khadija Faye, such an important part of this Panther team all season long. 11 points, 9 rebounds in the game today. So it was a foul on Mikayla Johnson.
And you see the ref go in to talk to her as well to tell her like it wasn't a foul call, but just explaining what went down with that contact. And that's just basketball. This is going to be a competitive game. Both of these teams really getting after it because they're trying to get higher seeding in the ACC tournament. And this game has a lot of ramifications for both teams.
Virginia in the bonus. They'll be shooting the rest of this quarter. Anytime there's a foul, Valenti Paya makes them both. Cavaliers 10 of 13 from the line in this first half as a team.
And Virginia in this zone.
Faye was asking for it. Maybe got lucky there not to get called for the foul. Had a little bump on her as she came down with the rebound. Faye playing with 2 fouls. Heard. Feels like in a lot of these instances, how good is your second or third option? Because both teams are doing a good job of taking away the first option on a lot of occasions.
They have, and that's probably another shot one-on-one that Faye's had. She hadn't seen too many opportunities like that, but just got a little too hard off the glass. But both teams, you see with Johnson, trying to get her teammates still involved. She hasn't been shooting the ball well, but you know, they still want to see if they can find Lattimore because she has been a spark for them offensively.
You mentioned it earlier, Pitt wanting to try to get some dribble penetration against this Virginia team. Haven't seen an awful lot of that.
You haven't. Besides that cut we saw early on from Battle, when Faye made that nice pass to her, we haven't seen too much penetration or getting to the basket. And, you know, we talked about Johnson for Pitt, how she's had a good start to this game early, and she just went to the bench. But, you know, it's just a part of just trying to be aggressive and get shots and penetrate when you can.
That's a good-looking shot for her and Virginia. Panthers, though, have missed their last 5, nearly 3 minutes without a basket, as it is a 7-0 Virginia run. Kymora Johson with the takeaway. Trying to look off the defense, spin, and then had it blocked by Elmore.
Yeah, Elmore just stayed with it, waited for that spin, and got the block.
It was a really casual
It was.
block.
It wasn't much
but
movement.
effective.
She's like, I have the height advantage. I'm going to block this shot.
Elmore at 6'3", no problem. But can Pitt take advantage of it and get some points on this end? Lead stretched to 8. That's the largest of the game for Virginia. Further shot for Faye, no problem.
And she is that spark for the Panthers and able to get that jump shot to fall. Because it had been a scoring drought for Pitt, both of these teams the last few possessions.
Yeah, 13 points in the game now for Faye. Lattimore, toe on the line, ball not in line.
And yeah, I don't like that shot, but with that matchup, Lattimore has to take Faye off the dribble, like we said. Either trying to get Faye in foul trouble, or she has that advantage with her ball handling skills and her quickness, that first step to get by Faye to get to the basket.
Mikayla Johnson on the bench right now for Pitt. She and Faye have accounted for all but 6 of Pitt's points in this first half. And Faye gets her double-double and 2 more points.
Cleans it up. Already a double-double in the first half, and it just speaks volumes to her level of play and competition and how much she means to the squad.
15 and 10 for Faye. Keeping the Panthers in it, 4-point Virginia lead. Lattimore to the basket. Smooth.
Exactly. Smooth on that baseline and penetrates hard, gets by Faye, and is able to get the lay-in.
Faye Washington's blocked by Lattimore, and that will be how the first half comes to a close.
No, these teams are battling
In the game so far. Lattimore gets the ball first, had herself a pretty good look at it, even with Faye there defending. Washington's just one basket in the first half, a 3 for the Panthers. There's Johnson, number 23, playing a great game so far. 10 to shoot. Skip pass over to Johnson, and Faye fouled as she went up for the rebound.
And you just see she's just going to continue to attack, especially on the offensive boards. Falls hard to the floor on that right side, but gets back up, fortunately for Pitt. But trying to remain active and give her team some second chance opportunities.
And that foul called on Edessa Noyan, her third personal, so that is something to think about for a shorthanded Virginia team. But Pitt, though, is getting scorched down the floor by McGee.
And you can't have those turnovers. Both teams did a solid job in the first half, not turning the ball over.
Lead back to 8. That equals the biggest of the game for Virginia. Not anymore. There's Mikayla Johnson picking up where she left off.
Right, in that same spot where she just missed a possession ago. And she's letting Virginia know that she's still active and shooting the basketball well in this one.
That is her 4th triple of the game. Hurd fouled by Johnson. That'll be the second on Mikayla.
And I like Miles took her time, and no one was guarding Johnson in the corner. I guess they hadn't gotten the memo that she's been knocking down threes this afternoon. And, you know, you saw that Lattimore was late getting out there, and Johnson just able to knock down that corner 3.
Lattimore, she's gonna force Faye to defend without fouling. Faye thought she had the block. Foul called instead. That is her 3rd.
Yeah, no, she did, but that was a smart play by Lattimore. You know, we see that Faye already had the 2, but this is a tough matchup for her, and it wasn't a clean block. Got a lot of that arm on Lattimore when she drove to the basket, and ref made the right call. She's going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Cavaliers as a team, 10 of 13 from the line so far in the game. And Lattimore, 4 of 6 for her part. Confirming that foul is on Faye, her 3rd. Cavaliers trying to get back in the win column on the road today, having lost their last 2.
Yeah, and it's been some tough matchups, but some blowouts for UVA, and they're trying to get back into a rhythm, just playing Virginia basketball, you know, what they're known or what Coach Mox expects of them. She just wants to see that type of intensity again.
You mentioned the tough stretch. Everybody's going to get it at some point in the ACC. Virginia largely has gone through theirs, and somebody might want to step up and get a hand in the face of Mikayla Johnson, whose 5th triple is a new season high.
And she's making it look so easy. The stroke looks incredible, and she's knocking down 3 after 3. 2 big ones early in this second half.
That is a career high. Call it for what it is on that triple for Johnson.
And it was Faye again. She saw that the double team was coming, passed out quickly, and found Mikayla Johnson wide open for the 3.
I mean, she is 5 of 7 from downtown, 21 points in the game for Mikayla Johnson, who averages 10.1. She's come to play today for Pitt.
She has, and probably just that understanding. Like we said, Coach Verdi was very happy in what he was seeing from his team the last 3 games, even in that blowout to Notre Dame. But they've come out today being very intense and playing hard.
A couple of back-to-back ACC wins for the Panthers before that loss against the Irish. It's Boston College and on the road at SMU. Felt his team picked up some good momentum. They were playing together. That's what he wanted to see carry through even after that Notre Dame game. Johnson dealing so far in this game at 7.7 assists in the first half. Lattimore, Faye's got to be careful.
She was able to draw it.
Bumps her with the body, and that's number 4.
And that's definitely something Coach Verdi did not want to see, but you have to applaud what Lattimore is doing. She's being aggressive, understanding that she has to attack Faye and is forcing her to defend and defend hard. The body contact is there, and Faye picks up her fourth.
So she'll have to go to the bench. 7:45 to go in this quarter. How long can Coach Verdi afford to keep her there? We'll see.
Especially with that lack of size, because now it's a big opportunity for Lattimore to really be aggressive, dominate the paint, or get some dribble penetration, get into the basket.
Adversity, player unavailability. Look, it's a story for just about every team as you get to this point in the season, and Pitt's had their fair share too. Had players like Lauren Rust, Jenkins early in the season, lost for the season. Virginia, those two players at home. Paris Clark, a starter, key contributor, sick today, along with Riley Graves, who's been one of the first off the bench. Washington spin cycle activated.
But I love it. Very intentional, making that hard move before she made the spin and finishes with the left at the rim.
And you can almost feel Marley Washington, who earned that title of captain, she sensed she has to step up now with Faye off the floor. That or just find number 23, right. Also a good idea.
She is being so aggressive right now, Mikayla Johnson, having an incredible game, and that's 23 for her in the game.
Yeah, 1-point game now. Marley Washington starting to pick things up for the Panthers, who are keeping it close here at home. Little extra on the spin, and then Mikayla Johnson been bringing it all day long. She has 23. We got a 1-point game. Though she, age-wise, is a little more mature, this is really the first year getting that full season taste, and she has stepped up in a big way in this game. Turnover into the hands of Miles. Panthers without Khadija Faye, who has 4 fouls at the moment. It's been Miles and Johnson doing all the scoring just about. That is a tough shot by Elmore.
It is, but for Miles, still intentionally Pitt's trying to go inside. They're sticking with that game plan, even with Faye on the bench right now with 4.
And that is just the 3rd field goal attempt by Virginia in this quarter, but Lattimore has been big, whether it's been drawing fouls or taking advantage of the size advantage she now has.
Right, you saw a little bit more pep in her step, realizing she had the mismatch and was able to get the easy score.
Brooklyn Miles adds a 3. Didn't score at all in the last game against Notre Dame, and those were her first points. Big ones as she ties it up.
You see Pitt coming with some full court pressure, trying to slow Virginia down a bit or take some time off that shot clock.
And Noyan wasn't even looking for that pass from Kymora Johnson. Washington's 2-on-1 break, and Kymora Johnson going for the block, winds up getting called for the foul, her second.
Yeah, we might need to see that replay. It looked like a clean block, but Kymora Johnson in the meantime is preaching to her team, but throws that errant pass, and Noyan wasn't even looking for it. Yeah, nah, that's a lot of contact. Never mind.
That angle.
See, that's why the camera gets you what you need to see.
Credit to our officials, getting it right on the floor. Yeah, Washington's earned these free throws. We've got a men's basketball tripleheader next Saturday here on ACC Network. Georgia Tech and Boston College starting the day at 2 Eastern, followed by Chase Hunter, number 23, Clemson in Dallas taking on SMU, and Virginia Tech and Miami capping the tripleheader of men's hoops next Saturday right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. And you could see Kymora Johnson kind of huddling her team together after she was called for that foul, understanding this is a crucial point in the game right here. Virginia has led by as many as 8. Now Pitt, after that free throw with the 1-point advantage, Elmore committing the foul.
Right, but especially if Pitt's gonna play this full court pressure or pressure D, they can't leave, her teammates can't leave her, Kymora Johnson. They have to be ready for a pass because she was being doubled in that corner when she made that pass that caused the turnover.
Washington's harassing Kymora Johnson with the ball. Like this matchup. 10 to shoot. And Lattimore trying to get positioning. She's got the height advantage inside against Mikayla Johnson, and a travel. Turn it over by McGee.
McGee was trying to make that move before she had put the ball on the floor. And you could tell she was trying to set herself up to get a pass into Lattimore, but instead gets called for that travel.
11th turnover of the game by the Cavaliers. Just 8 points off those turnovers for the Panthers. See if they can add a few more now. 10 on the shot clock. Washington. Good for 2.
And I like what Washington does. She takes a shot within the offense and within rhythm. She doesn't force a lot.
Valenti Paya, step back for Lattimore on the 3-point attempt. Miles and Washington's off and running for Pittsburgh. Miles, a nice move to take it. Left it short. Kymora Johson putting on her own show the other way. Boy, she's had it blocked a few times today. This time it's Johnson doing the honors.
Yeah, and Johnson had to reach over her teammate for that block and able to still get it to stop the layup from Johnson.
Well, it is a 6-0 Panther run. Pitt out in front. 4:24 to go.
As a player, but, you know, she is inspired by her mother's legacy. You know, her mother was a surgeon as well, and also, you know, during her battle, she was also still helping people. So when you look at that, I think it's a great reflection of Coach Mox and her squad and what she expects from the type of culture she's trying to build at Virginia.
Cavaliers conceding the lead here in the third quarter as they've gone scoreless now for over 2 minutes. Turnovers have been a problem. 5 turnovers in the last 3.5. Coming up empty that possession. How about the fact that Pitt has been able to take the lead without Khadija Faye on the floor?
No, that's been incredible. And I think a big part of it is the 17 fast break points that they've been able to get in this game. Something that Coach Verdi wanted to do, turning that defense into offense.
And Fallon, you've probably seen this before. Well, first of all, let's see what Johnson does. A little short that time, but when you've got that go-to player and they are not available for whatever reason, defense is really closing in on them or they have to go to the bench, you see everybody else collectively step up a little bit.
Yeah, you have to, because it's your time. It's your time to shine, and I think a major opportunity, especially when a lot of the focus is on Faye, offensively, you know, defensively, and you see what Mikayla Johnson's been doing this afternoon, but well, that was just Kymora Johnson with that lane.
Gotta keep Johnson straight
Right
here in this game, and Kymora, that is her 9th point of the game. Points have not come very easily to her. You can tell she really has been focusing on trying to get her teammates good looks. Did a lot of that in the first half in particular. This is Mikayla Johnson stealing the Johnson show a little bit so far today. Panthers turn it over, or do they? It looked like referees are going to talk about it just to see if there was a touch there or not. They can't review it yet, but they can come together and see who had the best look at it. Will be Virginia ball. Cavs needing a basket. Panthers went for the trap. Lattimore is fouled.
And that was a good move by Lattimore. I mean, instead of just settling for that jump shot, which it looked like she was about to do, she gave a nice ball fake and then went to the basket and was able to draw the foul. And you see right here, she gave a little fake, little dribble razzle-dazzle, and then is not able to finish at the rim, but she does draw the foul.
16 points, 8 rebounds in the game for Latasha Lattimore, and 7 of those points have come from the free throw line. Chance to tie, and she does.
But I think the key with Lattimore is just that she's taken her time, but just been aggressive. It hadn't been a spectacular shooting afternoon for her, but she is drawing fouls by getting to the basket or penetrating and trying to get there, and it's been rewarded by going to the free throw line.
Well, after the last game, press conference following the loss to Virginia Tech, Coach Mox was asked about Lattimore, who had limited minutes in that game, had played just 25 minutes. It looked like she sat a lot late in the game. And when asked about it, Coach Mox just said, "We didn't compete." Period. There was nothing else after that. So you can read through the lines a little bit there that maybe she was asking of Latasha Lattimore a little bit more, and she has brought it this afternoon. Johnson, oh, what a finish.
Man, and we've been talking about her getting her teammates going, but she needs to do a little bit more of that to
get
keep
more
it going.
time, to get more time.
Right.
She knows when it's her time. Behind the back now. Lattimore, not afraid to take the three.
But you can see Coach Mox just looked after that shot. That's not what they needed on that possession. And she's done so well the last few possessions, being aggressive and getting to the basket. That's what Lattimore needs to continue to do.
Now, a crucial time of the game here. 3-point Virginia lead, 1:32 to go in the third. Pittsburgh with the timeout. That last move by Kymora Johson. It is mo time for the Cavaliers, and then Lattimore protecting the rim on the defensive end.
Yeah, no, she's been doing that all season long. One of the best shot blockers in the ACC, Lattimore is. And, you know, we have two of the best in this game with Faye and Lattimore. Faye on the bench right now. But right now, Virginia trying to make this run back, and they regained the lead after Pitt had a run of their own. But like I said, this is just a battle getting down to it in the third quarter. This is a quarter of transition to see who can capitalize. But then in the fourth, is going to see who can outduel the other to get the victory.
And will we see Khadija Faye back in the fourth? Pittsburgh would love to keep it a one-possession game and get to the fourth with her on the bench. They got exactly the look that they wanted right there, just not the finish.
And then Johnson gets a foul, and it's probably one of the easiest looks she's had all afternoon long at the basket, and just shoots it short and misses it.
And then Virginia in the bonus will have an opportunity to get some more points at the free throw line. Casey Valenti-Paya, the graduate transfer from Long Beach State, originally from Melbourne, Australia, on the line. Well, the Virginia women's lacrosse team will be in action on Saturday. In fact, they're number 9 in the country, hosting number 15 Stanford at Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville. Coverage for that begins Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Five points the lead now as the Panthers have missed their last 6. Washing it. Where is that home roll off the rim?
Man, the rim has not been friendly the last couple of possessions for Pitt.
Kymora Johson to Lattimore. That is money in the bank.
You're right. That's some more time with that pick, with that pass she just gave to Lattimore, and that was a dime and a nice finish by Lattimore.
9 points in this quarter, 20 in the game now for Lattimore and Virginia. It's a 10-0 Cavalier run. Panthers were really able to hold their own with Khadija Faye on the bench with those 4 fouls for a while, but now things starting to stretch out a little bit in favor of the Cavaliers as the seconds tick away toward the final quarter. Foul against Audrey Biggs before Lattimore had a chance to make a move.
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup for Biggs, but you see right here, Kymora Johson, oof, just splits between two, and that was a great job by Lattimore getting in front of Biggs and holding and sealing her off to catch the pass and be able to finish at the rim.
So let me give you a couple of numbers for those of you out there who like to keep track of this kind of stuff. Kymora Johson, double-double. 11 points, 10 assists. By the way, 7 rebounds, so keep your eye on that.
Yeah, she's looking like she's trying to get a triple-double this afternoon. Mess around and get a triple-double on a Sunday.
And then Lattimore, we showed that last block. She's got 4 of them in the game. 20 points, 9 rebounds. A great afternoon for her as well.
No, Lattimore, those are the 2 players for Virginia that, gives the scoring, the leadership for UVA, and they provide it, and they're showing why they are a good duo in the ACC, really playing well together.
Keeping in mind what's at stake, Virginia, perhaps a chance to get into that top 9, get a bye in the first round of the ACC tournament. Pitt needing to make sure they get to Greensboro, have to finish top 15 of the 18 in the league to make the ACC tournament this year. Final shot of the quarter, Washington at the buzzer, won't go. 9-point Virginia lead, and what a way to finish in the third.
No, that was a big finish, especially when they lost the lead in the third.
Especially, but yeah, you're right. Gearing up to be a really exciting March and April. Of course, we'll have the NCAA tournament for you on our ESPN family of networks. Everybody's fighting for something. That's how we came on the air. And in this game, both of these teams plenty to fight for as well. Khadija Faye, welcome back. She's there for Pitt.
All right, continues right where she left off. Been on the bench for a long time in that third quarter and is still able to score.
Yeah, she went out at the 7:45 mark of the third quarter with the 4th foul. So she's out there with 4. Johnson and Biggs for Pitt both have 3 fouls. Kymora Johson double-double with the assists today. And that's another rebound. She is definitely flirting with that triple-double territory. 8 rebounds now for Johnson.
And a 3.
And a 3 on cue.
A dagger, but she's an incredible rebounder for her size as a guard, averaging around 5.4 rebounds a game.
Washinitz and Valenti Paya getting tangled up. Quick look inside to Lattimore, cutting the lane and getting rewarded.
And that's that lob pass. Johnson knew that she saw Lattimore coming or trailing and threw that nice lob pass, leading her to the basket for the finish.
It was a 12-0 Virginia run to end the third quarter. Pitt having to fight their way back now. Is the largest lead of the game at the time at 9. Now Virginia's extended that. And Faye will head to the free throw line to try to cut into it.
Yeah, we were talking about how hard Pitt had played, or they were playing in that third quarter with Faye on the bench, and then UVA towards the end, they were able to go on that 12-0 run to finish the third, take full advantage, and increase the lead in this game. See Pitt coming back with this full court pressure, trying to slow UVA down a bit.
Oh gosh, here Faye hit the floor so hard. Now, what is the call on this play? I mean, they're concerned for her health and safety first and foremost, but
I'm just hoping
did
she didn't hit her head, or if it was a hard hit. I mean, she has battled so hard in this game to get back in the game. And this swing pass, she was trying to steal it, and then she and McGee collide in the air. Faye takes the brunt of that and falls to the floor.
So on the play, Olivia McGee is called for the foul. Faye back to her feet. She's going to continue to fight here for Pitt. We'll have to head to the bench at the moment, get looked at.
Yeah, she is such a warrior for this squad and has taken a few hits today, grabbing on that right hand a little bit, like that may have been hit as she went to the floor.
Washinitz, Elmore, can she get going inside for Pitt? She does on this play.
And that was a big move by Elmore. We've seen, you know, specks of it during the game, and she's just been unable to finish, but she was able to finish on that possession.
Kymora Johson getting to the basket. No foul called.
And Mikayla Johnson, that's the name we haven't said in a few minutes, but she's continuing to attack and get to the basket, and that was a good move, able to draw contact and draw the foul.
Second personal on Lattimore. I'll put Mikayla Johnson on the line. Massive game for Mikayla Johnson. 23 points, new season high. 5 of 9 from 3. Has yet to score here in the 4th. Faye back on the floor. Yeah, a little bit of bruise on her cheek, working a black eye. It's been that kind of game for her.
It has been one. This has been a grind and a battle. Both of these teams really competing because they understand the ramifications of this game.
Noyan, Valenti Paya. Kymora Johson. Making it Mo time, but had it blocked. Mikayla Johnson there defensively.
That's been the 3rd or 4th time Kymora Johnson's tried to shoot that shot, and it's been a good contest and block or defense by Pitt.
Still a 6-point lead for the Cavaliers. They're sitting at 4-9 in conference play. Pitt 3-10. Olivia McGee hit a couple of threes early in the game. Lattimore has also found her stroke from outside.
Yeah, well, you can't be mad at that. That was a nice little hesitation, step back, and she's able to knock that 3 down. I think Faye aware that she can't pick up her 5th.
Faye can't finish on the other end. Yeah, to start the 3rd quarter, Virginia went right at Khadija Faye with Latasha Lattimore, trying to get her to commit that 4th foul, and they did. 3 around and out for Noyan. Washenitz. Nobody there to rebound.
No, and it's been a lot of threes from both teams the last couple of possessions. I mean, you have to go with what works. And I think for Pitt, they got to go to Faye. Go inside or some penetration. Don't settle for that 3-point shot.
Kymora Johson picked up a rebound on that last play, and that was a historic one. How about this? Only the 2nd triple-double in UVA history, the 1st since 1991, and somebody named Dawn Staley. Wow.
I know, that's pretty incredible, because the player that she is competed against or who had the last triple-double was not too shabby at UVA back in the 90s, so that's pretty incredible for the sophomore.
Wow. Faye on the glass, soft touch to finish.
And it seems like she's always there to clean it up for her teammates. Good positioning, gets that offensive board, and gets the putback.
Dawn Staley, by the way, had 2 triple-doubles, so...
So it's the 3rd in school history?
3rd in school history, 2nd player so far. Can Kymora Johson get the win with it as well? That's what they're trying to do on the road here with the Virginia team. Panthers get a stop, down 7, under 5 to go, and we'll turn it over.
That was interesting. Miles ducked instead of trying to receive the ball. She definitely wasn't expecting that one.
I'm going to call an offensive foul on this play. Kymora Johson in some disbelief.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it. I mean, that spin move she has is so quick. It has you watching her rather than the move, but I guess they're calling a little push off.
On Valenti Paya, I think, is who wound up getting called for it. That's what I was looking for, too. So the foul on Valenti Paya will give...
Teams have a big opportunity to get better positioning and for Pitt to get in the standings to make the ACC tournament.
Virginia defense creating the turnover here in the over and back. Yeah, the key is there of those remaining games, there was only one with a ranking in front of it. And in this league, you're going to take a stretch like that anytime you can get it. Now, nothing's a given still, as all the coaches will tell you. You can win just about any day, and you can lose just about any day in the ACC.
Yeah, no, any game you have to be ready and prepared because, you know, if you're the team that's up and supposed to win, you're going to get your best shot, or the team, your opponent's going to give their best shot as they compete. And that's what the ACC has been about all season long.
Good look there for Olivia McGee. Couldn't knock down the 3. Faye getting positioning inside, and the finish with the left.
And she has such great body control. Took her time, even took the contact. It was close. That could have been called a foul, but able to turn around and finish at the rim.
She has 8 of Pitt's 10 points in this quarter. Kymora Johson gets 2 back for Virginia. 5. Foul called there. We'll see which player. Now, one of the officials
Said jump.
had a jump ball, but I think the official right under the basket was calling a foul. They are going to go with jump ball on the play.
I thought that was solid defense by Noyan. You see Miles was really pushing the ball to get it to her, and it's just a clean tie-up.
Well, with the left hand.
Yeah.
The right hand was kind of going over the shoulder, so maybe a difficult call from the Pitt perspective. Possession arrow in favor of Virginia, so that's why they have it now. And then that is going to be called a foul and put Lattimore back in her second home, which has been the free throw line. Shot 14 of them tonight, made 11.
No, she has gone to the free throw line a few times this afternoon, and you got to just say she's being rewarded for her aggressive play and just making moves to the basket. You know, that spin move was a solid move, and she was able to draw contact, forcing Pitt to foul her, and she's back at the free throw line.
28 points now for Lattimore in the game. .29 now, 1 away from 30. Already a season high. Previous season high was 27. Fouled this time, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Right, that possession, she gets the benefit of the doubt, and Noyan gets called for that foul. And Faye is just continuing to be aggressive. She's trying to keep her team in this game, and right now down 9, trying to see what they can do with this 3:16 left in this game.
And that was the 4th foul on Noyan. Pitt keeps feeding Faye the way they have been. Cavaliers are going to have to make sure they don't run out of people to defend her inside. Lattimore's doing all right, just 2 fouls, but Noyan with the 4. Does get the roll on the second, does Faye.
Into the game for the Panthers.
And you see Mikayla Johnson coming back into this game. You know, she's been pretty quiet in the 4th, but maybe they can get some solid points or some scoring from her these last few minutes.
Yeah, she's been bringing it most of the afternoon. Just 2 free throws in this 4th quarter. McGee being hounded by Johnson defensively. Kymora Johson using the fake to get around Washington. Big rebound by Faye. That's rebound number 13 in the game for Khadija Faye. Washington's given basically a free lane to the basket, but at the very last second, Kymora Johson able to bat it away.
And that was a good job by Johnson just to get back to defend that shot, making it difficult for Washington to even score.
These two teams played a close game last season when they met. It was just a 4-point win for the Panthers in Charlottesville. Pitt's won 2 in a row in the series.
And that's Faye's 5th.
Yeah, that is her last. So she'll head out. And now the game plan's going to have to change for Pitt. She has had the bulk of their points in this 4th quarter. 9 of their 13.
She has, and she was getting it going in the 4th again, you know, continuing where she left off when she went to the bench. But, you know, that's tough to see her now going to the bench out of this game. And Pitt's going to have to figure it out. This is an opportunity for players to step up. Maybe we'll see Mikayla Johnson get it going again.
Noyan makes both the free throws, makes it a double-digit lead for the Cavaliers at 10. Pitt not wanting to waste any time here, rolling the ball up the floor. You'd have to think Mikayla Johnson has to get it. Washington's doing all she can just to keep possession. Good defense played by Virginia.
It was, because that ball went right off of Washington's foot. She was hustling, trying to save it.
Washington takes it away from Johnson. And then Kymora Johnson with a smile on her face
Well, it was funny.
The sneaky block.
Right, it was. And after she lost the ball and Washington was able to steal it, she had to chuckle at that point because she knew it was all on her and just left that ball out. Too easy for Washington to go and get it. And she just gets the little tap block from behind.
Sneaky. Johnson. That's who you would think Pitt wanted to have the ball in her hands. She's had such a great day, a career day for Mikayla Johnson with 25 points. Kymora Johnson off the front of the rim. Noyon could have gone right back up, but opts to take some time off the clock. Cavaliers have that to their advantage. They've earned it the way they've played.
They have, and it's been a different ball game in the second half. Coach Mox definitely had a talking to him. We saw a different play from even Lattimore being aggressive, going to the basket. Johnson starting to get it going, but consistently getting her teammates and keeping them involved in this game and engaged.
29 points, a new career high. Add her to the double-double club for today with her 10 rebounds.
Well, I'm sure Coach Mox is going to be quite pleased with this performance this afternoon from Lattimore compared to what she saw the last 2 games that turned into losses for UVA, but this was a strong showing from her 2 stars.
Trying to set the tone for the remainder of the season, and they're going to have to do a lot of it on the road. We showed you their schedule. Next 2 at home, Cal and Stanford for Virginia, but then it is on the road to SMU and North Carolina. Tar Heels, by the way, in a great battle with NC State right now. That is a 1-point game with 5 seconds left. Ooh, so many good games on today. Kymora Johnson, they can't even catch her to foul her.
Well, she is dancing with the basketball right now and having some fun as, you know, this game is winding down and it's looking like it's going to be a road victory for UVA. And she almost dribbles it off her foot, gathers it, and then splits Miles and Washington going to the basket, but gets fouled in the process by Biggs. But you could just tell her ball handling skills, they're incredible. And she's so shifty, but she's either able to get to the basket for an easy layup or find a teammate and make a nice pass to set her teammate up.
Ooh, and then there's a little silencing of the crowd after. Kymora Johnson feeling it. It has been a historic day for her with the triple-double.
It must be those Kobe she's in because she is playing like a Kobe Bryant type of mentality, a Mamba mentality this afternoon.
You did notice those right away. A little shoe envy, I think, happening over here. Kymora Johnson. There they are. Give you a good look at them.
I know. Those just came out the other day, right before Valentine's Day. Those are a clean pair of sneakers.
Clemson, SMU coming your way next here on ACCN. We'll get you out there just as soon as we finish up here in Pittsburgh. Both teams fighting, having some tremendous individual performances. Virginia really able to stretch out their lead in the third after losing it. They finished that third quarter strong, and Pitt has had a few good pushes, but you know, without Khadija Faye out there, and she fouled out, that really seemed to stem the tide. And now Kymora Johnson, she's getting a little spicy.
Yeah, she did take a hit, it looked like, from Washington when she was driving by in the face or around the neck area. But, you know, I think how UVA is played is what Coach Mox talked to us about, or talked with us about at shoot-around today, is that, you know, they have to get back to that mentality, and after they get punched, keep competing. And that's something that she hadn't seen in the last 2 games. And it was a point where it looked like, you know, Pitt hit them with a gut punch and was able to regain the lead, but UVA stayed with it, came back, had that strong ending to the third quarter with that 12-0 run, and they have not looked back.
And Kymora Johnson has impacted this game in every way. When you get a triple-double, you know that's the case, and she's done that today. Points, rebounds, assists, double-double for Lattimore, who's had a career day now with 30 and 10 rebounds to go along with it. And Virginia's going to be taking some good positive momentum out of this one after the off week, having the Thursday night off. work on themselves. Showed.
It did. It definitely did.
Timeout on the floor. We talked about what was at stake for both teams. What impressed you with Virginia in particular and what they brought today?
I just think from, start to finish, you just saw a focus. And whatever the game plan was in the first half, you saw them still trying to get that momentum, getting Lattimore involved in the game, getting in the rhythm, even with Johnson struggling from shooting. But that second half, you just saw a difference in this second half and how they came out and played and being intentional, as we said, trying to get Faye out of the game. They were able to do that in that third quarter, her picking up her 4th foul. But I just think it was the aggressive push, getting to the basket, drawing fouls, and knocking down those free throws this afternoon.
30 for Lattimore, 20 for Kymora Johson. She's been dancing all day, and why not? Now she continues after her triple-double. Looks like her team is going to get the win. And big performances on the other side, too. Mikayla Johnson, a career day, 27 points, 5 of 10 from 3. Khadija Faye, 24 points, 13 rebounds, another double-double. 4th consecutive, 13th of the season for Faye. Just ran out of fouls a little too early in this one. And that hurt the Panthers. Miles not giving up. Team still fighting hard, and in the most open look Johnson may ever have.
Right.
She's hit some with a much higher degree of difficulty today, just couldn't get those two.
I mean, when you look at it, though, with points today, we said Mikayla Johnson had a big game, stepped up at least to give some point production to help Faye, but you got to have 3 in double digits. And they only had 2 this afternoon, and I think that's a strong showing. If you want to win games